Well, it's that time of the year again. Look at this beautiful goldenrod. This is the time we usually harvest goldenrod. And I'm going to go ahead and clip some of this for this year's harvest for tea. It is pretty. Now you don't want to harvest this right when it's before it goes to seed. You don't want your flowers to fluff out on you. Oh look, Donald, look at that butterfly weave. What's that called right there? That's already fluffed out, those pods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that huge thing right down there.
You want the big one?
Yeah. This is milkweed seeds here. Oh, you can.
Some milkweed seeds?
Well, I'm gonna take a few. So good for the pollinators. This is a great patch.
Oh, I might be able to lay that truck.
Are you? You think you are? Okay.
Oh, these things are busting open.
Yeah, that's where it's seeding. They're self-seeding. I got them in a carton that you had, an old carton. Don't let the wind get them. I had a bag. I just put it up.
Yeah, I know. Bring it back.
We have had rain. It has been pouring rain for the probably past 2 days. The rain gauge is completely full. Completely full. So that is more than 5 inches of rain in the past 2 days. Lots and lots of rain. Well, Sunday, it was a beautiful, beautiful fall day. And I mean, the golden plants were absolutely beautiful Sunday. We went out Sunday collecting all the things that we use in the fall at this time of the year that are available. Especially our goldenrod. Here's our goldenrod harvest. Now we harvested this Sunday and this is Tuesday. So this goldenrod's a few days old. I've got to get it bunched up and hung up so it can dry. And I'll share with you all the uses we use for goldenrod. Since it's a rainy day, I'm going to light a candle. This goldenrod was beautiful when it was gleaming in the sun. It was bright yellow. If you saw my thumbnail, then you saw how it looked gleaming in the beautiful sunlight Sunday when Donald and I harvested this goldenrod. I'll put a clip of when we were harvesting it in here. Now, Cookie and I have really been investigating and researching our goldenrod. Now, I grew up with goldenrod, using goldenrod, and you know, I know how to use it as a tea and a tincture. This is the book that I use to refer to on a lot or most of my herbs. This is Medical Herbalism, the Science and Practice of Herbal Medicine. Now, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional in any manner. This is something that I share because this is something that we grew up using, and to me, it's just too good not to share. the wonderful, wonderful benefits and everything that come with this goldenrod. I want to share it with you today. This is a fireplace screensaver that I found. I just went to YouTube, put in fireplace, and out of all the ones that popped up, I thought I picked the prettiest one here. And I love it because, you know, I love the traditional orange pumpkins, the traditional decorative fall look. And I'm going to tell you, when I put this fireplace screensaver on, it made me feel warmer immediately. And it did. Cookie jumped up here on my research. And he was just helping me. He made himself right at home. He said, "Oh, this is wonderful. I'll just lay right here in front of this fireplace." So it made him feel warmer too. I have been trying to catch when he hugs. He hugs with his head, and when we have our petting sessions and I brush him out, he gives the sweetest little head hugs. And I was wanting to catch that for y'all one day, but it seems like whenever I get the camera out, it kind of interferes with the moment. But one day I will. I'll catch a video of Cookie giving lovins, giving hugs, and it is one of the sweetest things. But yes, I looked up this, the kind of goldenrod that I harvest is Solidago Canadensis. Canadensis. And here's all my research that I've got wrote out here. And it's not just from this book, but I've researched several different methods and several different books, and then YouTube too. So it's a beautiful fall flowering plant. There is no doubt about that. That is a beautiful plant. And when it's out in the field and the sun's shining on it, it's a beautiful flower. Right now is the time to harvest it. It's everywhere. There's a lot out there that hasn't bloomed yet. It's just before blooming. I got this pretty early this year. If you wait until too late to harvest this, these little flowers right here will go in a seed stage, and they will puff out, and you'll have a mess. You won't be able to use the flowers in your tea. But this is when we go ahead and harvest it. You'll see I put a clip in here of me and Donald harvesting this. You know, we always have a wonderful time when we go and forage and harvest the things that we use on a yearly basis. So this is enough for about a year's worth for us to make tea. And one of the things I use this goldenrod for the most is the actual fact that it is a diuretic and is excellent for kidney. If you have any kind of infection, urinary tract infection, that's the thing we use this for the most. Here are my notes. Every country in the northern hemisphere, also in the southern, has the Solidago Canadensis. Now, there are several kinds of Solidagos. There are different varieties of it. There's different species, 100 to 200 different species, as you can see up here in the notes. Now, I made a video on goldenrod. It was one of my first videos I ever made. I made a video on me harvesting it and telling you about it, and then I made a video on my goldenrod is dry. Now what do I do with it? So it gives you some uses for the goldenrod. I just kind of wanted to bring it up because now's the time to harvest it. And if you're interested in harvesting goldenrod, I thought I would go ahead and give you a recap of that video that I put out a long time ago, and just encourage you to go right ahead and harvest your beautiful goldenrod growing somewhere near you. Now, I should have filmed this Sunday because it was sunny and beautiful, and there were beautiful yellow flowers. We always call those flowers beggar lice because they have a little seed on them that sticks to you like Velcro when you walk through them when they are in their seed stage. But they are wonderfully beautiful yellow flowers, and I didn't get any footage of that because I thought I would have another day. You'd think I would know better by now when to harvest and when to get the photos, but I thought, oh, I'll do that, you know, on a day when I'm by myself and I have more time. And of course, Sunday was a beautiful sunny day of harvesting and beautiful out there. I mean, I went up by where the farm is that's close to us, and those fields were full of those yellow flowers, and one man's whole yard was full. It was absolutely beautiful. And then the goldenrod was just popped out everywhere. I shared a little bit of it with you the way it looked when me and Donald was harvesting, but I didn't get them in mass the way it looked going down the road. It was absolutely beautiful. I couldn't see how I could drive and film it all by myself. So I didn't get that footage, but I wish I had, and I wish I could have shared it with you. It was so amazingly beautiful at this time of the year, and it was a lot of yellow. There's a lot of yellow here. This is mid-September, and those are the colors that we see in our area, is a tremendous amount of yellow. That's why I love to include yellow in my fall decorating, because we see a lot of it when it's around the time of fall. Now, this is usually when I harvest goldenrod. We make sure that you don't have any other plant in here. Remember, when you're harvesting your herbs, don't get any kind of plant that you don't know what it is. Be careful when you're harvesting and cut each stem one by one, and know that you're harvesting the plant that you're going after. And this is our Solidago Canadensis, and it is what we used to make tea out of that helps with the urinary tract infections. And here it is in the notes: urinary tract infections, bladder, inflammation, candida. Hey, I need some of that right now, because, you know, if you get any kind of yeast infection, that is an excellent source. This is an excellent source to fight that. It's good to, you know, swish your mouth in. If you have any kind of sores or mouth issues, burns, it's slightly astringent, which makes it excellent. It's like a little soap that kind of washes away some things that are aggravating to you. It's antifungal, antiviral, respiratory herb, good for hemorrhoids and irritable bowel syndrome. And of course, you would take that in the form of a tea, and you can make a mouthwash tincture. Those things are easy things that you can do. You can also use it as a salve. It's a perennial. It divides by root division. I actually have a little bit of it in my garden this year. I didn't have but 2 little stands of it, and I didn't want to cut them down because I want that to grow. So I didn't harvest from my own little garden this year. I foraged this from a vacant lot near where Donald's mother lives. So we foraged for our goldenrod this year. The place that I bought, that I actually harvested from last year, the state got to it and mowed it down before I got to it. So I was not able to harvest or forage in the same place for 2 years in a row. So I'll just let you know, we thought we got enough. There was tons of it this year. It was a really good year for goldenrod. So we got enough for a year's supply, if you can see how much that is. It's about an armload for me. Now, you can make several things. We use tea. And this is just some notes on it. I'm going to share my notes with you. Some mistake it for ragweed. It's a low allergen component. Ragweed is a strong allergen. And the reason people sometimes mistake this goldenrod for ragweed is because it blooms at about the same time as ragweed. So goldenrod sometimes gets blamed because it's got those big, beautiful blooms on it. It's what people see. Yellow is the first color your eye is drawn to. Therefore, you notice it more often than you do any other color. Probably not even realizing that. Here's how you make a tincture. You use 1 part herb and 2 parts alcohol. Of course, you let your goldenrod dry until it's completely dried before you make the tincture, and you make it with alcohol. You want to cover all the herbs, shake occasionally, and store in a dark place. And amber bottles are best. This goldenrod, when you make this teas and tinctures, it's going to smell a lot like pine. Make ahead so you have it when you need it. I'm just going over with you some of my notes that I have here that I shared in the first video. And, you know, you always want to speak with a healthcare provider before taking a supplement to ensure it's appropriate for you. Your circumstances are individual. Nobody can treat people as a whole without knowing individual needs vary. So ask your healthcare provider. Tell them you're interested. You want to use goldenrod whether you forage your goldenrod, whether you forage your Solidago Canadensis, or whether you buy it, let your healthcare provider kind of know that you're interested in adding this to your apothecary. It's something that you want to drink on a basis when you need it. And I have my healthcare provider has no problem with me sharing with him what I use natural-wise as a food supplement or an apothecary health supplement. He has no trouble with me sharing that with him, and you want to be sure you talk to him to make sure that nothing you take as an herbal remedy interferes with the medication that he's giving you on a daily basis. He or she is giving you. All right, now, just so you know, no reported cases of overdose has ever been. There are no reported cases of an overdose for goldenrod. Too much can cause dehydration because it's a diuretic. It will flush fluids from your body. Drink more fluids than usual when you're taking goldenrod. So that's good to know, right? This mild and wonderful antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, wonderful, beneficial chemicals that are in this Solidago Canadensis. All right, in this goldenrod, just the common name goldenrod, growing everywhere here mid-September. Now, there's a form of it almost in all across this country. Every country in the northern hemisphere has some type of Solidago growing where they're at. So that's good to know, isn't it? Now, it contains the saponins. Now, saponins are in many different herbs. Very beneficial. They're beneficial for allergies. It's a potent healer. It's great for sinus infections and infections. It's just something you can take to relieve those kind of irritants that you might have. Here's my notebook. I'm sharing it with you as I go over my notes so I won't miss what I might need to share with you for this herb. And here it is. Here's this beautiful goldenrod. I'll be tying this up in little bunches, hanging it on my herb rack to dry. That's what I'll be doing with this. And here, this will be enough for a whole year's supply. I have a little bit left from last year, but I've really used my goldenrod a lot this year. It has been wonderful, and it really works for me. I hope you give it a try. If you have to forage, be careful. Make sure you have your boots on and that you take some kind of cutters with you so you can cut down an ample supply. And make sure that you're careful wherever you pull off. If you're getting this from off of the side of the road, that's a good ways from the road, you want to be careful to park your car so that you don't, cause any kind of accident or get in any accident yourself. But it's a wonderful, wonderful herb to forage, very beginner, with wonderful benefits with the saponins and all the great things that are in this herb. And it's easy to access, it's easy to identify, it's wonderful to have, it's easy to use. I hope this helped you some. I hope this encouraged you to want to forage some goldenrod for yourself. I drink this as a tea. I might have some, maybe a cup or two every 3 months, depending on what's going on with my health. And if I have an issue, I might drink it several times a day for a few days. If I have some kind of urinary irritation, then I might want to drink more tea than I normally would of this. It's not something you drink every day. It is an apothecary maintenance tea. But thank you for letting me share it with you. And like always, until next time.